Hello everyone, welcome to our production and operations management class. In this class, I'll be telling you about finding make span for flow shop scheduling by using Johnson's algorithm. So it's very easy to find out make span by using this Johnson's algorithm. In this example problem, we have 6 jobs and M1 and M2 two machines. So it is flow shop scheduling. So finding out the make span for flow shop is quite easy, but here we have to find out the sequence of the jobs. The sequence of jobs is to be found first. So for that we are using Johnson's algorithm, and then after finding the sequence of jobs, then easily we can find out the make span, maybe by using the table or maybe by using this Gantt chart. So however, in this example problem there are 6 jobs and 2 machines, as you can see in the table. Job 1, on machine 1 it has to be processed for 5 hours, and then it goes to machine 2 and for 4 hours job 1 is performed on machine 2. Similarly, the remaining jobs like 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, the subsequent processing times on both the machines are given in this table. So how to find out this sequence of operations by using this Johnson's algorithm? For in the first table, all the 6 operations are there. As you can see here, there are 6 operations. So all the timings are there. So here what we are doing in the first step is we are finding out the minimum among various TI1 and TI2. TI1 and TI2 means T means time, right? Timings, that means processing times of all the jobs on machine 1, and I means job number, right? So the processing times of all the jobs on machine 1 and the processing times of all the jobs on machine 2. So in all the processing timings, whatever the minimum is there, so we have to find out. So here if you can see, the minimum is which one? So the minimum value of among the processing times is 1. You can see here it is 1, right? So this 1 is the minimum one. So this 1 is of T42, means 4th job, 2nd mission, right? Processing time of 4th job on 2nd mission is 1, which is least among all the processing timings. So as you can observe here, it is on 2nd mission. If the minimum processing time is on the 2nd mission, then you have to place the concerned job at the end, right? From the last, whatever the available space is there, you have to arrange it there. So as there are 6 machines, I have taken 6 spaces here, right? I have taken 6 spaces here, and among these 6, as 1 is on the machine 2, I am placing it from the last available space. So the job 4 has come at the end. So next, in the step 3, in the next step, what we will do is, as this job 4 is placed, so we will eliminate this from the table, and we will eliminate this from our further calculation, and then we will find out again, we will do the same process. Again we will go through the same steps. So again, after eliminating, this will be the table. The 4th job we have deleted from this, and remaining 5 jobs are there, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. Again the same thing we have to do. That means again you have to find out the minimum processing time among all of these. So if you observe here, see the processing timings are 5, 4, 2, 3, 13, 14, 8, 9, 12 and 11. So which is the least among them? 2. 2 is on machine 1, it is of job 2. So the job 2 on machine 1 is the least processing time. So it is on machine 1. So what we have to do, if it is on the machine 2, we have placed it from the last available space, in the last available space. So if it is on the machine 1, we have to place it from the first available space. Clear? So the minimum time, if it is on the machine 2, you have to place the associated job from the last available space. If the minimum time, the minimum processing time is on the machine 1, so whatever the concerned job is to be placed from the first available space. So it is now on the machine 1. So we have to place it from the, we have to check like from the starting, whatever the available space is there, we have to place this job to there. So as you know, the very first space is also available, so we can place it there, right? So we have placed it at the very first because it is also available. So nothing is placed. Available means no other job is placed, right? So again we will do the same things, but here you have to make sure that the first place is filled and last space, the sixth space is filled. Second, third, fourth, fifth places are vacant now, right? They have to be filled by any jobs. So again what we will do now, we will eliminate this job 2 because it is placed. So again we have to check what is the minimum processing time. The processing times, available processing times are 5, 4, 13, 14, 8, 9, 12 and 11. So what is the minimum one? The minimum one is 4, as you can see here, that it is 4. So it is on machine 1 or machine 2? It is on machine 2. So the associated job, the concerned job, that is job 1. The job 1 is to be placed where, from the starting or from the ending? Because it is on machine 2, it is to be placed from the ending, right? So from the last, whatever the available space is there we will place this job 1. So what is the available space here? From the last one means, sorry, this one, right? So after 4. So see, we placed 1 here, right? So now because 6th place was already filled, so from the last means 5th place was available. So in the 5th place we placed job 1 because the minimum time of job 1 was least, it was on machine 2, right? So again remove this job 1 also. So now we have only 3 jobs remaining. The if you check the processing timings, the minimum time is on machine 1, that is of job 5. So the job 5, where it is to be placed, from the last available space or first available space? As it is on machine 1, so we have to place this job 5 from the first available space. So from the starting, whatever the available space is there, we have to place it there. So job 5, where we will place, if you can understand, we will place it here in the second place, because first place is already filled, so we will place it in the second place because it is to be placed from the starting. So right, so we'll check here. Job 5-1 means 5th job of mission 1. So it is on mission 1. So from the first available space, job 5 is placed in the second place, and again we will remove this job 5 also, right? So now only 2 jobs are there, and the processing times of job 3 and job 6 are 13, 14, 12 and 11. So what is the minimum one? The minimum time is 11. 11 is on mission 1 or mission 2? As you can see, it is on mission 2. So mission 2 means we have to place it from the last available space. So we will place it in the fourth place, because fifth and sixth are already filled. So sixth is filled and fifth is also filled. So from the last it is fourth space is available. So job 6 we will place at the fourth place. See, job 6 2, that is 11. The minimum is job 6 2. Job 6 of mission 2, 11. So it is on mission 2. So we place it from the last available space, right? And now remove this job 6, and no need to check this job 3, because even though it is first mission or second mission, there is only one place is vacant. So the remaining job 3 is to be placed on the only available space. So now the sequence is 2 5 3 6 1 4. This is the sequence which we found by using the Johnson's algorithm, right? Johnson's method we have used, and we found the sequence of various jobs. After finding this sequence, so our problem is not yet solved. If you are asked to find make span, then we have to find it by using the Gantt chart, either Gantt chart or table. So first let me tell you how to find the make span by using the Gantt chart for flow shop scheduling, right? Because for jobs of scheduling it is little bit different, right? So for flow shop scheduling, after finding out, that means when we have the sequence, so how to find the Gantt chart, I'll tell you now. See, the sequence, if you remember, it is 2 5 3 6 1 4, right? 2 5 3 6 1 4 was the sequence that we found. See here the same thing, right? 2 5 3 and 6 1 4. So now the first job is to be processed is job 2. First job to be processed is job 2 according to our sequence, right? So the job 2 on mission 1, it is to be processed for 2 hours. For each job in the flow shop, the routing of operations is same. That is the basic characteristic of flow shop, right? For in the job shop scheduling, the sequence of operations, the routing of operations for each job will be different, but in the flow shop it is same, so no problem. However, every job is first to be processed on mission 1, and then it will go to mission 2. So easily we can do this, okay? So job 2 on mission 1 for 2 hours, as the table indicates, which is given in the problem itself. So on mission 1, see, job 2, this 2 indicates job 2 is processed for how many hours, Sunday? Right? It is for 2 hours. So at 2 hours it is finished. So after 2 hours it has to go to next mission, that is mission 2. After finishing on mission 1 only, it can go to mission 2, and it is to be processed on mission 2. Until then it cannot be processed on mission 2, because there was no work for mission 2 to be processed. So okay, at 2 hours it shifted to mission 2. So job 2 starts on mission 2 at 2 hours, right? Remember this one, and whatever is there on mission 1, let us finish. So then we will go to mission 2. Okay, according to our sequence, job 2 is finished. So next is job 5. Job 5 on mission 1 for how many hours? 8 hours, right? So it started, job 5 started at 2 hours, job 2 started at 2 hours, and for 8 hours it is to be processed. So when it will be finished? At 10 hours. 10 hours it is finished. So next, according to our sequence, is job 3. According to our sequence, the next job is job 3, and it starts from 10. Job 3 starts from 10, and for how many hours? 13 hours. So 10 plus 13 is 23. 23 hours it is finished. Next, according to our sequence, job 6. According to our sequence, right? 2, 5, 3, 6, 1, 4. So next is job 6 on mission 1. For how many hours? 12 hours. When does it start? At 23 hours. So starts at 23 hours, job 6 on mission 1, and to be processed, so it is to be processed for 12 hours. So 23 plus 12 is 35. Then from 35, as per our sequence, the next job is job 1. So job 1 on mission 1 for how many hours? For what you can see here, job 1 on mission 1, 5 hours. So 35 plus 5 is at 40 hours, job 1 is finished on mission 1. And the only thing remaining according to our sequence is job 4. Job 4 on mission 1 for 10 hours, right? So it starts at 40 hours. So starts at 40 hours and 10 hours is the processing time. So when does it finish? It finishes at 50 hours. Job 4 finishes at 50 hours. Now all the jobs are processed on mission 1. So on mission 2, according to our sequence, first job is job 2. But the thing is, job 2 can be processed only at 2 hours as per our discussion, because it came job 1 finished on mission 1 and came to mission 2 at 2 hours only, right? So from 2 hours, the job 2, the first sequence, the first job according to the sequence, job 2 starts from 2 hours, and job 2 on mission 2 is for 3 hours. So it finishes at 5 hours. Next, according to our sequence, is after second job, fifth job, right? So fifth job starts at 5 hours, and for how many hours? From the table you can see, for 9 hours on mission 2, right? So 5 plus 9 is 8. Job 5 on mission 2, it is to be finished at 14 hours. But here you have to understand one thing, that at 10 hours only we can start job 5, because we cannot start immediately from 5. That is the thing you have to observe very carefully here. Even though job 2 finished on mission 2 at 5 hours, but you have to check when job 5 finishes on mission 1 also. Job 5, this one, finished on mission 1 at 10 hours. Any job before finishing the process on mission 1, it cannot be processed on mission 2, right? So at 10 hours only, job 5, the next job according to the sequence, job 5 is coming to mission 2 at what time? 10 hours. So from 10 hours it starts processing on mission 2. Which job? Job 5, because job 2 is finished, so job 5 starts at 5, because it came from mission 1 at 10 hours, right? So from 10 to how many hours? 9 hours. As you can see here, it is 9 hours. So 10 plus 9, till 19 hours, job 5 is finished. So next, our sequence is 2, 5, 3, 6, 1, 4, right? 2, 5, 3, 6, 1 and 4. So 2 and 5 jobs are finished. So next sequence is job 3. Job 3, can we start immediately from 19? No, because see, on mission 1 it completes at 23 hours. So till 23 hours, even though the mission 2 is idle, we cannot start the processing of job 3, because the job 3 is not completed till 23 hours. So we start from 23 hours. Job 3 we start from 23 hours, and we finish it at what time? job 3, right? So job 3 on machine 2 is for 14 hours. 23 plus 14, how much? 37. So till 37 hours job 3 is processed. So next, according to our sequence, next job is job 6. Can we start immediately? Yes, because job 6 shifted at 35 hours only. Job 6 completed processing on machine 1 at 35 hours only. So at 37 hours, machine 2 has the work, right? Because job 6 has been waiting on machine 2 from the 35 hours itself. Now we are at 37 hours. So immediately from 37 hours, we can start this job 6, right? So job 6 we start from 37 hours, and it is for how many hours, right? 11 hours. So 37 plus 11 is 48. 48 hours job 6 is finished. So next is job 1. Job 1 on machine 2. Can we start immediately at 48 hours? Yes, of course, because job 1 completed on machine 1 at 40 hours itself. So at 48 hours itself we can start job 1, right? So job 1 starts at 48 hours and it to be processed for 4 hours. So at 52 hours it is completed, and next the only job pending is job 4 on machine 2. Immediately it can be started because job 4 completed on machine 1 at 50 hours. Now we are at 52 hours, so immediately we can start. So from 52 hours we will start processing this job 4 on machine 2, and it is for 1 hour. So it will be finished at 53 hours. So this is the Gantt chart. Right, I hope it is very clear. If not so, go back and listen again so that it will be very clear for you, right? Because I try to explain you very clearly about this Gantt chart, and this flowchart scheduling is little bit difficult. Actually, sorry, this is little bit easy. Job shop scheduling Gantt chart will be a little bit difficult compared to flowchart. So I hope it is very clear. So here, one more thing you have to identify here. If you are asked to find out only make span, then you can easily say by this Gantt chart, it is 53 hours. That the maximum time to finish all the jobs is 53. What you can see here, the number. So the 53 hours will be the make span, right? So, but if you are asked to find out the idle times for machine 1 and machine 2, then how can you find? See here, whatever the empty spaces that you can see here without these boxes, they are the idle times. So what are the empty box, what are the empty spaces here? Idle times for machine 1, as you can see here, from 0 to 2 there is job, 2 to 10 there is the job, 10 to 23, 23 to 35, 35 to 40, 40 to 50. So everywhere there is some particular job is processed on machine 1. There is no idle time. Let us come to machine 2. Machine 2, from 0 to 2 there is no work. There is no box here, you can see. The work of job 2 started from 2 only. So from 0 to 2 is the idle time for machine 2. And again from 5 to 10 there is no job processing on machine 2, right? Job, because after completing job 2 at 5 hours, job 5 started at 10 hours. So from 5 to 10 the machine 2 is idle. There is no work from for machine 2. And similarly 19 to 23 also there is no work, because job 5 finished at 19 hours and at 23 hours only job 3 started. So 19 to 23 machine 2 is idle. So if you are asked to find out the idle times for both the machines, for machine 2 what you can see here is 0 to 2 2 hours, 5 to 10 5 hours, 19 to 23 4 hours. So 2 plus 5 plus 4, right? 11 hours will be the idle time for machine 2, and for machine 1 also of course there is idle time. That is, machine 1 stopped working at 50 hours and machine 2 still worked till 53 hours. So these 3 hours can be considered as idle time for machine 1. So for machine 1 the idle time may be 3 hours, and for machine 2 idle time is 11 hours. This is the way to find out the make span and idle times by using this Gantt chart. See, the idle times are indicated with black color here. So the same thing can be done by using this table also, right? After finding out the sequence by using Johnson's algorithm, so if you are unable to find out the make span and idle times by using Gantt chart, you may also find it out by using this table, right? If you are still unable to do that by using the Gantt chart, then you may proceed by using this table also. See here, the sequence is 253614. However, this is the sequence 253614 is our sequence. So every mission first is to be processed on mission 1 and it has to be shifted to mission 2. So the mission 1 no need to wait for any other mission to come finish the work. So whatever the time the previous work finishes, so immediately it can start the new work. So first let us finish the mission 1. So mission 1 job 2, this is the sequence, so no need to check again like what is the next job. So first job is job 2. Job 2 starts at 0 hours and finish is 2 hours because the processing time is 2 hours. And next job is 5. Job 5, so it starts at 2 hours because the previous job finished at 2 hours. So it starts at 2 hours itself and it is for 8 hours. So at 10 hours it is finished. And the next job 3 starts at 10 hours and job 3 is for 13 hours. So 10 plus 13 is 23. And immediately next job starts at 23. Right, job 3 finished at 23. So next job is job 6. Job 6 starts at 23 and it is for 12 hours. So it will be finished at 35. And immediately at 35 next job will be started. And next job is job 1. Job 1 is on mission 1 is for 5 hours. So at 40 hours it is finished. And the next, the only job remaining is job 4 which can be started immediately after 40 hours. And job 4, it is for 10 hours on mission 1. So 40 plus 10 is 50 hours. So job 1 is finished. So if you observe, the previous Gantt chart also shows us the same thing. I will show you. Here also it is 50 hours. Right, so because the job 1, mission 1 finishes all the jobs at 50 hours. And if you come to mission 2, when we are computing the in time and out times of mission 2, we have to check two things. One is when we have finished the present work, and whether the next job is already processed on the previous mission or no. We have to check that because the job after finishing on mission 1 only it comes to mission 2. Okay, the sequence is same, 253614, the sequence is same, right? So when we can start the job 2, the first job 2 on mission 2, because it finishes on mission 1 at 2 hours. So at 2 hours only we can start it, and it is for 3 hours, job 2 on mission 2. So it finishes at 5 hours. So immediately we cannot start here at 5 hours because this job 5 is finished on mission 1 at 10 hours. So we can start it at 10 only. So 10 hours plus job 5 on mission 2, it is for 9 hours. So 10 plus 9 is 19. And can we start immediately the next job 3 at 19 hours? No, because job 3 finishes on mission 1 at 23 hours. Here I think it is not visible. It finishes at 23 hours. So we have to start it at 23 hours only. We cannot start it immediately at 19 hours. The machine has to wait for 4 hours and it can start at 23 hours because any job is to be first processed on mission 1. So the job 3 finished processing on mission 1 at 23 hours. So it can be started at 23 hours on mission 2 and the processing time is 14 hours. So 23 plus 14, 37 hours. It is time to finish the job 3. Next, as per sequence is job 6, right? So job 6 on mission 1 completed at 35 itself. So immediately at 37 we can start because at 37 we finish the previous job. At 37 itself the work is ready, so we can start. And job 6 on mission 2 is for 11 hours. So 37 plus 11 is 48 hours. We have finished this job on machine 2, and at 48 hours the work is ready because it is completed on the previous machine at 40 hours only. So immediately what we will do is we will start this job. So at 48 hours, the same time when we have finished job 6, immediately we can start processing the job 1. 48 plus how many hours? Job 1 on machine 2 is for 4 hours, right? 48 plus 4, 52 hours to complete the work. At 52 hours the work is ready or no? Yes, because job 4, the next sequence, next job as per our sequence is job 4. Job 4 when it has completed on mission 1 at 50 hours. Now mission 2 is at 52 hours. So immediately we can start the job, right? And it starts from 52 and it is for 1 hour. So it completed processing on mission 2 at 53 hours. So what is the make span here? 53 also. The maximum time to finish all the jobs is 53. Right, so the same calculations we got for same mission 1 and mission 2, we got the same things. Here one more thing is to be found, that is idle time. Idle time on mission 2. On mission 3 it is very simple, right? The last processing time, here it is 50, here it is 53. So 3 hours is the idle time for mission 1. And for mission 2 you have to check, right? For the first one, when did we start the first job, that is the second job here, at 2 hours. So from 0 to 2 there is no work. We started at 2 hours. What I will do is I will try to indicate it with a different color. Okay, so here we started it at 2 hours, right? So from 0 to 2 hours is the idle time for mission 2 here. And if you see here, we completed at 5 and next job started at 10. So 10 minus 5 hours is the idle time here for mission 2. And here we completed at 19 and the next job started at 23. So 23 minus 19, 4 hours is the idle time here. And here we completed at 37. Here we started at 37. So 37 minus 37, 0 hours is the idle time here. Here the job finished at 48 and next job started at 48. So 48 minus 48, 0 hours is the idle time here for mission 2. And here we completed at 52 and again we started the next job at 52. So here the idle time is 0 also, 52 minus 52. So what is the total idle time for mission 2? 2 plus 5 plus 4, 11 hours. So the same thing you will get if you use calculate this by using Gantt chart or in the table also, you will get the same things, no problem. So this is the way of finding out the make span, and this is the way of finding out the sequence of jobs by using Johnson's algorithm. And this is the way to find out the idle times of various machines by using Gantt chart or table. So I hope it is clear. If you have any doubts, you may post as a comment, so I'll respond to that. Thank you.